Does deep sea mining affect Earth? Should deep sea mining be licensed? Are we ready to take the risks of deep sea mining? Deep sea mining is a mineral retrieval process that takes place on the ocean floor. These minerals, such as copper, nickel, aluminum, manganese, zinc, lithium, and cobalt, are used in the growing demand for certain resources used in the production technologies such as wind turbines, solar panels, and electric storage batteries, and also in a high-tech applications such as smartphones. Ocean mining sites are usually around large areas of polymetallic nodules or active and extinct hydrothermal vents. Polymetallic nodules, also called manganese nodules, are rock concentrations on the sea bottom formed of concentric layers of iron and manganese hydroxides around a core. A hydrothermal vent is a fissure on seafloor from which geothermally heated water discharges at 4600 to 12,100 feet below the ocean surface. The deposits are mined using either hydraulic pumps or bucket systems that take ore to the surface to be processed. The seafloor contains abyssal plains 3500 to 6500 meters below the sea surface. Volcanic underwater mountains known as seamounts, hydrothermal vents with bursting water heated by volcanic activity, and deep trenches which at almost 11,000 meters is the greatest depth registered in the ocean. These remote areas support species that are uniquely adapted to harsh conditions such as lack of sunlight and high pressure. Most of these species are unknown to science. Scientists are warning that plundering the seafloor with huge machines risks inevitable, severe and irreversible environmental damage to marine life, as it causes total destruction of their homes, and machines cutting the seafloor could smother deep sea habitats for kilometers. 85% of wildlife living around hydrothermal vents are found nowhere else in the oceans. The deep sea is an incredibly important store for blue carbon, which is absorbed by marine life, and it remains stored in deep sea sediment for thousands of years, which is the reason to slow the climate change. Noise generated by machines risks harming and disturbing marine mammals like whales, while flooding areas of dark deep ocean could cause permanent disruption to sea creatures adapted to low levels of natural light. A handful of companies and governments are planning to send monster machines deep beneath the waves, while licenses have been granted to explore the deep sea mining in over a million square kilometers of our global oceans. Another argument made by companies is that nodule mining is necessary to obtain minerals needed for sustainable energy. In fact, production of minerals such as graphite, lithium, and cobalt would need to increase by nearly 500% by 2050 to meet the growing demand for sustainable energy resources. Polymetallic nodules, which take millions of years to form, provide a critical habitat for an array of unique and largely understudied species, including deep sea corals, sponges, sea urchins, starfish, jellyfish, squid, octopus, shrimp, and sea cucumbers. Deep sea habitats and species are slow growing, so a full recovery after mining could take thousands, if not millions, of years if a recovery is possible at all. Reports suggest that sediment plumes and waste discharge from mining could upset microscopic marine algae, which is the base of several aquatic food webs, and the waste discharge introduces toxic metals into marine food chains. This mining waste could also travel through the ocean and put fisheries at risk. The report also calls attention to potential impacts of light pollution, which could disrupt species tuned to living in the dark, and noise pollution that could change the swimming and schooling behavior of tuna and cause dolphins, whales, and many more to strand. Another big concern is the lack of supervision of deep sea mining and the practicalities of addressing any problems. On land, we have hundreds of years of mining, and even on land, that doesn't work out very well. So, how much more difficult it will be in the deep sea? According to Deep Green, a metal producer from deep sea mining would reap significant economic and social benefits for any Pacific island nation that partnered with a mining company, especially those countries most at risk from the impact of climate change. Deep sea mining would have many negative repercussions for Pacific Islanders, including adversely affecting local fisheries that provide wealth, employment, and food securities for many islanders. Risks to fisheries would be greatly increased by mine waste released in surface layers as well as noise and light pollution. Climate change research predicts that tropical tuna stocks will move eastwards in future years, shifting the population into habitats where nodule deposits occur. The livelihood of a billion people in the world is based on the ocean, including 90% of Pacific people. The ocean are their homes, and this is the essence of sustainable development. But companies like Deep Green say that nodule mining would be far less destructive than land-based mining. What people need to understand is the risk is to all of the ecosystems that are associated with the deep sea, and that goes right through to the fishery community who rely on for food security and also for their livelihood. If you destroy these nodules, you're not going to get them back in our lifetime, and you will be destroying the species that are associated with these nodules as well as the microorganisms and all the potential that they hold for us. This in turn will impact the climate change on Earth as well. We have caused a lot of destruction on the land and also to the species who reside here. Now we are getting into the sea. Do you think if there is an alternate option for deep sea mining to extract minerals without harming any life forms? Do you think it's alright to extract minerals from our planet? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video inside Science.